So are there any Mr. Rogers fans out there? Mr. Rogers was a good dude, wore those cool sweaters, Presbyterian minister, but liberal in theology, cared about everybody. I'll be honest, I was more of a Mr. Robinson fan myself.
Beautiful day for a neighbor. Could you be mine? Would you be mine?
The Eddie Murphy character on Saturday Night Live, who had a lot more funny things to say. One of the things he would do is he'd give you the word of the day, which always made you laugh.
That's the word of the day. Squatters' rights.
And I'm going to give you the word of the day for the Republican caucus. That's chaos. Yes, chaos, folks. I just got a text from CNN saying, breaking news, chaos still reigns in GOP choice for speaker. They cannot decide who they want to run their caucus. The guy that enabled sexual predators over at Ohio State, that would be Jim Jordan, or Steve Scalise, the guy who once called himself David Duke without the baggage. Now, David Duke without the baggage got 213 votes to Jim Jordan's 199. So relatively even race. The problem is that each of them has enough people that hate them that they will not support them, while Hakeem Jeffries on the Democratic side has got a solid 212 votes. 5 Republicans come over and we can have a Democratic speaker and actually do weird stuff like govern and treat each other with respect and, I don't know, conjugate our verbs correctly. Jordan he's got his past, he's got his history. He also was a seditionist, sucks Trump's loafers harder than just about anybody else in the world. Recently got a letter from Fannie Willis destroying him and asking if he just didn't understand the law. Remember, he wasn't smart enough to take the bar. Or he is acting in such bad faith that he's actually trying to destroy an investigation into Donald Trump in Georgia over his attacks on our election. Either way, that's Jim Jordan, right? And everybody knows who Jim Jordan is because he doesn't hide it. So it was even funnier when Nancy Mace went on Jake Tapper's show and claimed there were Democrats who would support him.
Tom Cole or Tom Emmer, who are some of the other possible individuals who you think maybe could get to 217?
Well, I think Jim Jordan is not out of the mix. I've talked to a lot of people who still support him. I've actually talked to Democrats who trust him at his word. I don't think that's out of the realm of possibility.
Jim Jordan?
Yes, I've talked to Democrats over the last week on who do they trust, even though they wouldn't agree with him on many issues. He is someone.
The Jim Jordan from Ohio?
Oh, yes, the Jim Jordan from Ohio.
Democrats in Congress?
Yes, they can work with him, and those that
Name
I've
one
talked to.
Democrat from Congress that trusts Jim Jordan.
I'm not going to name people off the record. They trust him more than they trust the former speaker. In my private conversations with Democrats, I will say that.
I'm not kidding you. She said that Democrats trust him. Trust Jim Jordan. Jim Jordan, he's a clown. That's why he's supported by all the worst people in the Republican Party. Donald Trump supporting him, Ron DeSantis. If anything can bring those two idiots together, I guess it's that. And Marjorie Taylor Greene. She still said she's running out there and voting for him.
I'm not supporting Steve Scalise. I'll be voting for Jim Jordan.
And why is that?
Well, Jim Jordan presented a strong plan for us, a detailed plan on how to move forward. We didn't hear that plan from Steve Scalise. It was more vague answers. But there's another situation that's very personal to me. You know, I lost my father in 2021 to cancer, and unfortunately, Steve is going through a cancer battle of his own. And, you know, I like Steve Scalise a lot, and I like him so much. I would like to see him put his full efforts into defeating that.
And if you think this video is all over the place, there's a theme here, which is this video is me just showing you chaos, because that's what the House is. Like, anything I can think of that is insane about this Republican Party, I'm just going to share with you, because this is the way they operate every day. And Jim Jordan is the metaphor for that. Steve Scalise, schmuck that he is, at least you could sit there and say he believes in something. He's a white supremacist. He once called himself David Duke without the baggage. He believes in racism. I don't think you could find anything Jim Jordan believes in. He believes in power, trolling people on Twitter. There literally is no policy he's ever stood up for and given any hint that he cares about. He is chaos. They are chaos. And we're bringing you chaos. So it's hilarious that Jim Jordan last night said that he would nominate Steve Scalise. But by this afternoon, that was already falling apart. And there's already people who are saying they will never support Scalise. So right now, it seems pretty clear. And let's look and see what the latest says. We got this from Politico. Scalise's momentum problem. Now, 24 hours after House Majority Leader Steve Scalise clinched the nomination for Speaker, the tide appears to be turning on the Louisiana Republican. This morning, lawmakers came out and said they'll back Jim Jordan. So Jim Jordan said he was going to support Scalise, but now everybody's supporting Jim Jordan. Now they may not. We need a trajectory change, said Chip Roy, the guy with the ugliest goatee in the history of the world. A next man up mentality, yes, like baseball teams in the playoffs. That's what this is about. These people are children. Scott Perry tweeted, no matter what happens, I will never vote for the status quo. And again, a white supremacist is the status quo in the Republican Party now. Right now, we've got all these people who will not vote for Scalise. There's a whole lot who said they won't vote for Jim Jordan, and chaos reigns.
Hey, how come Andrew gets to get up?
That's right.
If he gets up, we'll all get up. It'll be anarchy.
The word of the day, folks, chaos.